Good afternoon. My name is Bill Stubbles. I'm one of the solutions engineers for the GoAnywhere product. And welcome to another episode in our ongoing bite-sized best practices series. Today, we're going to take a brief look at antivirus scanning via the ICAP protocol. ICAP, ICAP, Internet Content Adaptation Protocol. This allows us to offload resource-intensive services such as virus scanning from the managed file transfer server over to its own dedicated server. So in the case of the ICAP protocol with antivirus scanning in particular, we start out with the resource where we build the ICAP protocol resource here, just like we do with any other resource GoAnywhere is going to connect to. Once we've got the resource built, we can go ahead and test it, make sure the connection is successful before we attempt to utilize it. Now, to utilize this resource, we've got one of two options depending on whether or not you want to use the workflow process. So if you do not have the workflows feature, or if you want to be able to scan this file real time as it's being transferred, we can do that through the global antivirus settings here under the system menu. With the global antivirus scan, we are either going to allow or deny the file transfer based on the response codes we get from the ICAP protocol. So if a virus is detected, for example, we go ahead and block the upload. With this global option, we do have the option to set exemptions up. So if we wanted to exempt a particular user file type, we can do that through this feature. The other option we have is to invoke the ICAP scan through a workflow. With the workflow, we are scanning the file after the file transfer completes. After the upload successful completes, typically that's a trigger we're going to use to initiate this workflow. We pass the file over to the scanner. We get the response codes back. And the trade-off here is we can make more granular processing decisions. So we can make decisions based on the different response codes. If the file's infected, if the file contains active content that could be removed, the sanitization, or if we don't get a response from the ICAP service, or if the ICAP service is offline. The workflow gives us access to the task so we can make a more granular response. I'm going to show you what this looks like from the end user perspective. In this first case, we're going to upload a file and invoke the ICAP through the workflow. And you can see here, I've got my target folder. We're going to go ahead and take a file, text file with the ICAR signature. You can see here that the file transfer did complete, but if I refresh this, you can see now the file has been deleted. Reason for that is because if I come over here to my completed jobs log, we can see that the workflow was invoked. We can see that the virus was found, the ICAR signature was found. Because the file was infected, we went ahead and deleted the uploaded file. So that's how it works through the workflow feature. Now, if I want to set this up for the automated feature, I'm going to log in as a separate user in that case. So in the automated case, in using these system antivirus settings, if I upload the file, the upload finishes with errors, meaning the upload is blocked. The file upload failed. This is what the user sees. Within the GoAnywhere application, coming back over here to my audit logs, I'm going to go to my antivirus service log, and I can see here that ICAP rejected this file. You can see here that this was skipped with the file transfer that I made just a couple of minutes ago. And if we want to get a little bit more detail, we can see that this file was rejected because the ICAR signature was picked up. So summary. The ICAP protocol we can use to offload resource-intensive processes from the GoAnywhere file transfer server to a dedicated server. This case, we're utilizing ICAP to invoke the antivirus process, which we can do either through a workflow or here without the workflows, but the trade-off is without the workflows, we are limited to either the allow or the deny action. I hope you found this meaningful. I hope you found this useful. If you have other questions, you can reach out to your account representative to get further information. Thank you very much for your time.